we'll be chatting to popular content creator and YouTuber Moyin about how one can optimize their home space to create content from their home for their personal brand or business, and how to digitally grow your business. Welcome back to The Loft, Moyin.
Thank you so much for having me virtually.
I know, right? But we're all getting used to this new thing about using the web quite positively. But you are a pro at it, girlfriend. Now, with everyone having to social distance and stay home to save lives, people have had to become quite creative and use resources available to them. Now, you have some awesome tips and advice on how to use our home space to create something really great and interesting. Now, where do we start?
You know what? The first thing you really have to do is figure out what you're going to be sharing with tons of people on a digital platform. It is a public platform. So start up by having a niche. It's something that you're going to share with people, whether it's your product or service. And then once you know what you're going to share, you then know how to find a space in your home to start creating content to share with the world. And when you then, try and figure out a space, look for things like great lighting. Look for things like audio, how you can use your phone to record some great audio. And you can even use your phone if you do not have a whole camera to use. You can use your phone for some amazing pictures. So there's really great ways of really capitalizing your home space, and you don't need a lot of it. If you have a great wall, a simple wall with great lighting, that's pretty much most of the work done.
What are your top tips for creating meaningful and quality content from your home for the person who is a novice social media user?
Yes, I think a lot of people really concentrate on the equipment, but the number one thing is actually what you're sharing with people. What's the story that you're telling people? Because that's what people connect to. Even if it's not the best camera quality or the best audio, if you're sharing a really beautiful story, you're sharing something authentic, then people resonate with that. So start with that. Start by actually sharing something that you feel like your customers or your audience on social media, whatever platform that you're sharing with, they're actually able to connect with the authenticity of it. Then choosing a platform that really resonates with what you're sharing. If something you're creating is a product, then we want to see it. Show it to us with pictures on Facebook or Instagram or even on a website. You can share your skills and knowledge with tweets by sharing words and sharing some great knowledge for some people to catch on to, so they know that you are an expert in that field. So you really need to start with what you're sharing and being authentic in what you're sharing, because that's what people resonate with.
And once you've decided on what you're passionate about, how do you then move forward with your business idea digitally?
One of the great things with that is once you know what you're going to share, once you know the platform you're going to share it on, the real key is consistency. We want to know as your audience or your customers that you are there for us every single day, every single week, or every single month, depending on how frequently you tell us that you're going to be showing whatever you're showing us. And so a lot of growth in that area of your business, of your personal brand, or your company really depends on consistency. We want to know that your products are going to be there every week. Show us what's going to be there every week. If you are showing your personal brand, we want to see you on a frequent basis. And I think consistency is something that can be a bit hard to do, but it's such a key thing. And so for growth, consistency is key.
Yeah, that actually used to be one of my affirmations when working out. Consistency is the key to success. You just got to keep at it. But I love the fact, Chad, that we're applying the same principle to business. Now, let's go very practically into today's show and kind of the stories that have been unearthed in the conversations. Let's start with Daddy Bay's Kitchen, how he was able to turn his skill into a fully fledged small business. Now, what sorts of tips and advice would you have for other small business owners like Daddy Bay when it comes to marketing their products online for the public to see?
Yeah, Daddy Bay's done such a really great thing, right? Of actually taking one of his passions, making it into a business and sharing it with the world. If you use him as an example, he creates this amazing baked goods, and then he shares his product on Facebook, he has people reshare his products and services. He shows his customers, and he's frequently being on Facebook. So we know that anytime I'm craving something, I can go onto his page, see what he has for offer, and then choose it. And so with him, he just needs to continually do so. Make sure that he shows us great imagery of his product, because a good picture can make you want to buy the product, trust me. And so he has great branding as well. And that's key. I want to know that this product is associated with your brand. And so branding is amazing. The way you lay out your social media page is also key. And then again, consistently bringing forth your product and showing it to us. So we're constantly reminded that you provide amazing products or services. And once you do that, your branding, you're consistent with your branding, consistent with your product offering, and consistent with your social media in terms of your marketing, that's a winning formula.
What are some more hacks that small business owners can incorporate to create more traffic towards their online business profiles, like, for example, Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter?
We want to know the heart. We want to know, the storyline behind it, because that's what we connect to. And so I think it's really important to then try and show as much authentic stories as part of that NGO, so that we can connect with that on a variety of platforms, and being consistent with sharing the authentic stories, sharing kind of customer experiences. That's also key. So I'm not just hearing it from the person who's selling me something, I'm also hearing it from other people who are part of it. And because of that, that story is reaffirmed in my feed, it's reaffirmed in how I perceive your brand, and it urges me to continually support you. And that's what you want. You want continual support of your product or service, and social media helps to reaffirm that by every post, every story, every tweet, every picture or video. I'm affirmed that this is a product or service you are giving. And then make it really simple in how I can contact you. How can I get hold of what you are selling me? Make it really clear, make it really simple, because once it gets complicated, people just kind of die off. And so make it very simple in how I can reach you to get your product or service.
Oh, wow. Key advice here from content creator and YouTuber Moyin, bringing us some gems as to how we can optimize within the digital space. Thank you so much, Moyin, for joining us. As always, dropping jewels. Goodbye. South Africa, head over to Moyin's Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter pages to find out how she has optimized her home space and, of course, giving us quality content.